This is ABC7 News at 5:30. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. Fewer people visited the Suncoast this spring compared to a year ago when the Easter holiday fell in March.
But local tourism officials say there are other factors that contributed to this slight decline. ABC7's Dwayne Lindo is joining us live from downtown Sarasota with more. Dwayne.
Well, good afternoon, Scott and Haley. Believe it or not, Sarasota hotels were at a 98% occupancy last March, our peak month. Hotels may have been, but the price of those hotels may have been the reason for the drop.
Suncoast beaches and the Suncoast spring training season has seen record-breaking numbers for years. But what goes up must come down.
After 5 years of torrid record-breaking growth, it's something we saw and expected that it would flatten out a little bit.
Visit Sarasota County's Virginia Haley says there's a reason for that.
People who were here last year were a little taken aback with how expensive it can be during high season.
She says the international market has been down as well, with Canada being Sarasota's #1 visitor.
They're paying almost a 30% premium to come here. Now, the good news is we ran a big campaign in Toronto earlier this year, and we were able to actually get that Canadian business back.
And in Manatee County, Executive Director of the Bradenton Area Convention Bureau, Elliot Falcioni, says the spring season was soft but strong.
Our average daily rates still showed growth this past spring, so I look at the less is more theory is pretty good for a destination like ours.
Bringing in many seasonal and year-round jobs in the county.
The roads are going to have more traffic, but they understand that tourism is the lifeblood of a community like this, and at the end of the day, tourists generate sales tax.
Money collected from tourist development taxes exceeded more than $20 million last year, with a little more than $3 million collected for the month of March. Haley points out that locals may not realize how much they get when vacationers visit the Suncoast.
The tourist tax supports a lot of the local services that we all enjoy, so having those visitors mean we have quite a savings on our own taxes here in Sarasota.
Now, tourism officials from Sarasota and Manatee counties are looking to get hard numbers in the month of March in 3 to 4 weeks. Reporting live in Sarasota, Dwayne Lindo, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Dwayne. The Florida House is supporting Governor Rick Scott in his battle against an Orlando prosecutor. State Attorney Aramis Ayala refuses to seek the death penalty in cases handled by her office. The state Supreme Court said it would allow attorneys working for House Speaker Richard Corcoran to file legal briefs in the case between the governor and Ayala. She's challenging Scott's authority to transfer murder cases from her office to another prosecutor. The House wants to address the effects from Ayala's opposition to the death penalty and may argue whether Scott has the authority to suspend her.
Many high net worth individuals on the Suncoast are moving their money forward into 2017, hoping it will benefit from President Trump's tax reform plan. Tax cuts on big business and high incomes were a large part of his campaign platform. And while an initial plan was scrapped recently, we've gotten a glimpse of some of the proposed changes from the administration. And tonight on ABC7 News at 7, local finance leaders help analyze what we know so far and who it could affect most in our area.
I don't think anybody's excited over it. I think everyone likes the idea of their taxes going down.
We still have a deficit there where government spending far exceeds in tax revenue. And so the question is, okay, if the plan is to lower taxes, how are we going to make up the difference and seek to close the gap?
Suncoast Congressman Vern Buchanan is one of many who have promised tax reform to pass by this August, but some feel that deadline could be in jeopardy.
A small group of military veterans and war reenactors are saying that lawmakers are anti-veteran for failing to advance a measure that would make it a third-degree felony for defacing a memorial of a hero in Florida. The legislation would impose the felony charge on anyone who defaces or damages a memorial, a grave, or a tomb that represents a Continental soldier or a member of the U.S. military, a NASA astronaut, or a first responder. Members of the group called Save the Honor implored Senate leadership to start moving the bill titled Soldiers and Heroes Monuments and Memorials Protection Act. Some say the state has stiffer punishments for vandalizing a public phone booth than for defacing a memorial.
Florida has the third largest veterans population in the nation, but memorials for her veterans are currently under attack being used as either free billboards for propaganda or canvases for public art.
The bill has yet to be put on the agenda of the Senate Criminal Justice Committee as the regular 60-day session enters its final 3 weeks. Similar legislation in the House has unanimously passed 3 committees and is ready for discussion by the entire chamber.
Beautiful day on the Suncoast today, wasn't it? Let's get a check on what we can expect tonight with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Thanks. We are looking at a little bit of increase in moisture in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere, but not much. We had the dry air around all weekend. That has now shifted off to the east, so a little bit more moisture to play, but not much in terms of rainfall for us at this point. Winds now, west coast sea breeze has moved well inland to Lakewood Ranch now, and not quite yet at Parrish, still out of the northeast there, and Old Mayaca out of the west, and down south, all of it out of the west-northwest, anywhere from 5 to 10 miles an hour. Northport right now out of the west at 7. Temperatures where the wind has changed and shifted. It's cooled down a little bit. Upper 70s along the area beaches to right around 80 degrees. Longboat Key at 79, 80 at Siesta Key, 79 in Venice, 78 in Minnesota. But look at Arcadia, and not quite there yet with a breeze in Mayaca City at 87 degrees right now. Parrish still at 85. Showers to our south. They're starting to drift to the north right now. We are starting to see a little bit more return down south, and this is the actual radar imagery over the past couple of hours showing that sea breeze now just east of Lakewood Ranch, continuing to slowly move inland, and that's where the cooler line is. This is actually the sea breeze, what could be known as a little miniature cold front that has developed as a result of the excessive heating in the interior portion of the state. We'll have more in the forecast in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. Vice President Mike Pence is declaring an end to what he called a policy of strategic patience on North Korea during a surprise visit to the demilitarized zone on his trip to South Korea. Tensions are high after a failed missile test over the weekend and expectations that a nuclear test by North Korea may be next. ABC's Megan Hughes has the latest.
Vice President Mike Pence visiting the demilitarized zone between North and South Korea, catching a glimpse of hostile territory after North Korea's latest failed missile launch.
There was a period of strategic patience, but the era of strategic patience is over.
Meeting with South Korea's acting president, Pence warning that President Donald Trump considers a military response to still be on the table.
The world witnessed the strength and resolve of our new president in actions taken in Syria and Afghanistan. North Korea would do well not to test his resolve.
President Trump at the White House Easter egg roll this morning was asked if he had a message for North Korea.
You gotta behave.
U.S. commanders say the medium-range ballistic missile blew up almost immediately after launch this weekend. An embarrassment for North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. And there's speculation a U.S. cyber attack may have contributed to its failure, though the White House isn't commenting. But threats remain. Hours before that launch, the dictator flaunted in a massive military parade what appeared to be new and sizable intercontinental ballistic missiles. Today, North Korea's representative to the United Nations blamed the U.S. for escalating tensions.
It has been created a dangerous situation in which the thermonuclear war may break out at any moment on the peninsula and pose a serious threat to the world peace and security.
As North Korea prepares a 6th nuclear test, the Trump administration is looking to China to use its muscle for change, or else.
If China is unable to deal with North Korea, the United States and our allies will.
The vice president's next stop, Japan, where the North Korean threat will remain at the top of the agenda. Megan Hughes, ABC News, Washington.
More fallout for United Airlines. More people are coming forward now saying they've also been mistreated. Dr. David Dow was forcibly removed from his seat on a full flight to make room for crew members last week. United has responded, and passengers who have boarded will no longer be booted off those flights. But one Texas couple says the doctor wasn't the only victim. The couple says United removed them from their flight from Houston to London last month after the airline switched to a smaller plane.
If we had refused to get up, that would have been us. They told us, we will drag you off.
Other airlines are now hoping to avoid a situation like United. American Airlines is updating its rules to say the company will not involuntarily remove a revenue passenger from who has already boarded in order to give a seat to another passenger. Delta supervisors are now authorized to offer nearly $10,000 for those who give up seats on overbooked flights.
From the sky now to the ground, the city of Venice Trolley has taken its final ride of the season. Now the city is left to decide if it was worth the cost to taxpayers. ABC7's Christopher Brantley is joining us with more. Christopher.
Good evening, Haley. Venice taxpayers paid $77,000 for the trolley to run for 3 months. The purpose, according to City Council, was to alleviate some of the traffic congestion woes in the city. But did it work? Not everyone is so sure.
Everyone knows that a lot of our winter visitors descend upon us for the winter months when it's cold and all up north.
The large influx of visitors each winter tends to add to the already crowded roadways.
Really tried this mainly to see if it could help us with our parking dilemma.
But did it help? Assistant City Manager Len Bramble is working to find out.
If you rode it, you may have noticed that they put a tick mark for you as you got on the trolley at a specific location, so we know where that was.
As the trolley just stopped running this past weekend, Bramble doesn't have the official numbers yet, but believes they're higher than last year. But are the numbers high enough to convince City Council to reinstate the trolley next year? 2 City Council members we spoke to today said they need to be convinced. They're concerned about the price tag to run the trolley. The mayor has a different feeling.
The trolley did the purpose for which we appropriated the money.
But will the numbers tell a different story?
You have to wonder whether or not, even if it was full all the time, how many cars that really represented, and would that many cars make a difference in traffic or parking?
While the city's trolley service stopped this weekend, Sarasota County started what they're calling the Venice Island Loop. It's basically a scat bus that drives around the island in 30-minute increments.
The city paid for the trolley. The scat route is totally paid by scat, and it's not a free ride either like the trolley was.
With the addition of the new scat route, city leaders wonder if the city's trolley service is needed.
That may prove to be what next year's trolley will be.
Now, the City Council will look at the official numbers in a City Council meeting that is expected to happen in May. That's when city leaders will decide whether the trolley has been worth it and whether they want it to come back next year. Back to you guys.
All right, Christopher, thank you. Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, the connection between pregnant teens and marijuana. Details
on a new study that shows pregnant teenagers may be using marijuana more than their non-pregnant peers.
Invest in Kids is a $7.5 million project to build a new Boys and Girls Club in South Manatee County. I'm Caleb Grimes, and I was a club kid. It's where I learned important life lessons: leadership, integrity, responsibility, and baseball. Thousands of kids attend the Boys and Girls Clubs, and after years of use, their club is slowly falling apart. Help us invest in kids. Make your donation today.
Thank you. It's no small wonder anybody loves it all.
I just love art that moves me.
No small,
I mean really moves me.
One.
Sunset Fiat of Sarasota presents No Small Wonder. High performance style. Let the art of Fiat move you.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce?
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by 1 on any or all numbers and still win.
Everyone loves a bright and cheerful smile. Not everyone can find the dental care they need and can afford. Now there's a place nearby where anyone can receive professional quality dental care at an affordable cost. The LECOM School of Dental Medicine in Lakewood Ranch is now accepting patients. You will receive your care in comfortable, state-of-the-art treatment rooms. To schedule your appointment, please call the LECOM Dental Group practices, 941-405-1600. We will be happy to see you smiling again.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, Contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
New findings on pregnant teens and marijuana use and how young future moms may be putting their children at risk. With more, here's ABC News senior medical contributor, Dr. Timothy Johnson.
Marijuana, a drug often associated with youths and teens. It is also the illicit drug used most commonly by pregnant women. But that doesn't mean it's safe for the developing fetus. In fact, top women's health groups recommend against using the drug during pregnancy. Yet research appearing today in the journal Annals of Internal Medicine shows that message may not be getting through to pregnant teens. These moms-to-be are more than twice as likely to have used the drug in the past month than their non-pregnant peers. 14% of moms-to-be aged 12 to 17 had used marijuana in the last month. That number only about 6.5% among non-pregnant women of the same age. The reason for this difference isn't clear, the researchers say, but the findings are concerning because the drug may hurt a baby's brain development. The authors say more efforts are needed to educate women on the dangers of using pot while pregnant. With this Medical Minute, I'm Dr. Timothy Johnson.
According to a recent poll, parents are open about their children and marijuana use. Yahoo and Marist poll spoke to 1,100 adults. The survey found 54% of Americans who say they used marijuana are parents. It also found adults who have tried marijuana are less concerned about its effects on themselves or others. Nearly half of user parents say they have consumed marijuana in front of their children or shared it with them. And now we're going to head over to Bob and take a look at our forecast.
Here we go, taking a look at what's happening right now. Beautiful out there, Anna Maria. You can see this is Bimini Bay at Goff's camera right there, showing calm conditions. For the most part, lots of sunshine, and looks like that sun glistening off the water there. You can see a little high cloudiness around, a little hazy out there as a result of some upper level moisture spilling our way. Mainly dry throughout the work week. There's a chance for a stray shower here and there late in the afternoon and evening, like we're seeing down near Fort Myers right now. Temperatures will be above average, not near so much the coastline, but inland areas, mid to upper 80s there to near 90 degrees. And then a chance for rain on Sunday and Monday, at least a little bit better chance for some showers as a result of a low pressure area that's going to develop along an old frontal boundary, which will come down over the weekend. Now, this front is expected to generate an area of low pressure, but unfortunately, it looks like this low will develop a little bit further east of our particular area. So most of the rain, if it does fall, will be over parts of the Carolinas, Georgia, and the Northeast. But we could get some from it on Sunday and into Monday. Right now, the rainfall basically out to the west of us now as a result of that strong easterly wind around that area of high pressure, which continues to feed moisture right on into Houston now and Dallas, where there is a potential for some flash flooding going on there. But we stay basically warm as a result of that easterly component right over the top of us and a high pressure ridge kind of suppressing any kind of storms for us. Some showers down south near the Keys with a little trough of low pressure, if you will, which is not all that impressive as you move further off to the north. One or two lone showers along Interstate 75 near Fort Myers, stretching up toward Charlotte County right now. One lone shower, at least detecting maybe a sprinkle or two developing near Port Charlotte, but things are quiet right here in Manatee and Sarasota counties. 81 degrees, sunshine with some haze. West winds are at 14. The pressure 30.05 inches. High temperature today, it warmed up into the mid-80s, above average. The record 89 set back in 2013. No rainfall to report, and the deficit continues out. This is obviously a forecast model generating that. We're not going to see showers and storms. We could see one or two lone storms in the afternoon and evening tomorrow. That would be inland, but that'll be basically shower activity. We're not anticipating any thunderstorms with that. And the RPM forecast showing a few showers along the east coast. Here comes some cloudiness moving off toward the west. This is at 5 p.m. And you'll notice just one or two scattered showers for the most part moving on in through the late afternoon and evening. Well, the satellite and radar imagery showing the storminess stretching from Texas through Louisiana all the way through Mississippi and Alabama up through Tennessee now. This storm system will ride the ridge, though. Basically, all this staying well to the north of us as it kind of works its way over that ridge of high pressure. Out west, they continue to get more rainfall into Northern California, Oregon, and Washington tonight as a result of an area of low pressure, which is just bringing that onshore flow that way. 55 in Buffalo, 73 though, but warmer in New York, and 68 now in Indianapolis. A bit cooler over Bismarck at 53 degrees and 71 into Wichita. Well, for boaters tomorrow, it looks like this. East winds turn to the northwest with a little sea breeze developing. Seas running 2 feet or less with a light chop on the bays and inland waters. Low tide upcoming, 109, and then a high tide down until 5 p.m. tomorrow. Forecast, partly cloudy, clearing late, low of 64 tomorrow. Looks good, mostly sunny, just a few clouds in the afternoon. Warmer inland, though, mid to upper 80s there. Beaches will see a high right around 83. And then the extended forecast calling for a slight chance for showers Thursday, Friday, even into Saturday. Better chances, but not bad, not great on Sunday and Monday. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. Now the Suncoast Traffic Watch in Manatee County. There's some backup in both directions on the DeSoto Bridge. But as you can see there, the map has a lot of green.
U.S. home builders are feeling slightly less optimistic about their sales prospects. The National Association of Home Builders Index is down 3 points this month compared to March. Last month's index of 71 was the highest since 2005, though. Readings above 50 indicate more builders view sales conditions as good rather than poor. The index has been above 60 since September, and the April reading fell short of analyst predictions.
Clothing store Rue 21 announced it is downsizing, and now we've learned the change will affect both locations on the Suncoast. The teen clothing store is closing 1/3 of its stores nationwide, including the Ellington and Sarasota Square Mall locations. In total, the company is closing about 400 stores. The company says it is planning to focus more on its online business, which we're hearing over and over and over.
They're not alone.
Nope.
Entertainment news is next.
Sarasota Magazine and PNC Wealth Management present the Best of Sarasota Soiree at Selby Gardens on April 24th.
It's an evening to sip, savor, and celebrate Sarasota Manatee's best of winners.
This year will be full of Warhol-inspired surprises, entertainment, and a tribute to those representing the best in our community.
Come join ABC7 for all the fun.
Get your tickets today at sarasotamagazine.com.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
It's the season of savings right now during the spring clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Over 100 standard and available safety features make the new Chrysler Pacifica a safe investment for any family. And right now, you can own one for just $24,999. Or get one of America's longest lasting pickups and save up to $11,000 on a new Ram Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
So many times we underestimate the human spirit's drive to recover. We often see people surpass what any of us might have expected initially. The Rehabilitation Pavilion at Sarasota Memorial is the top of the line. It allows us to really bring the patient's recovery to the next level.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift?
Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
New information in the Prince death investigation.
Unsealed documents show strong opioid painkillers were found in several parts of Prince's home, Paisley Park. According to a search warrant issued the day Prince was found dead, investigators found several pills labeled Watson 853, which are hydrocodone acetaminophen, in different bottles in the residence. Some pill bottles had Kirk Johnson's name on them. Johnson is Prince's estate manager and longtime friend. Witnesses say Prince had a history of going through withdrawals. The singer died last year at the age of 57. The medical examiner's office said his death was the result of an accidental overdose of the opioid fentanyl.
Singer Chris Brown is in legal turmoil once again. E! News reports the singer punched a photographer at a nightclub in Tampa. The photographer is recovering from a busted lip and says he will take legal action. The Tampa Police Department says Brown punched the photographer for trying to take photos. The incident is now under investigation.
The Fate of the Furious, setting a new global box office record in its debut weekend. The latest chapter in the high-octane action series opened to an estimated $532.5 million worldwide. That surpasses the previous international record holder, just a little movie called Star Wars: The Force Awakens. If you beat Star Wars,
how is that possible?
You're doing something right.
I mean, this franchise is ridiculous. They turn out hit after hit after hit. The people who love these movies are committed to it.
They just make money.
They can just keep on going. We'll be right back.